Okay, welcome again, everybody, to the Pro Trader and Plus. We're here for the ADP report. My name is Lee Goldstein, the trading director for 10-Minute Trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. Okay. Good morning, and we are streaming this on YouTube. And we have a market once again where gold is really the norm is not 5 or 10 or $15 up or down. It's $46 down. The only good thing, or one of the good things about the price of gold right now is that it is way up off of the low. So there's room in both directions for the trade. We have two trade setups for this report. As of late, it's been working better as a breakout trade. But we're sort of in a mystery zone this week. And we've had some extremely poor fills from prop account breakouts over the past 4, 5 months. I think right now, today, the markets are way less volatile than they were last week. They are, however, as we say in every room, they're subject to instant movement based on instant comments that are made. So you just have to be aware that there's extra risk surrounding everything. Anytime you're in the market, there's going to be extra risk just by being in the market because the market is subject to random volatile moves being created by commentary. All right. This report has over the years gotten less and less important, and it has gotten smaller and smaller. And what's interesting about this report is we've made money trading the trap trade and the breakout. Both setups can work. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to make a decision, which one is going to be the best one. I'm probably going to trade both setups, one in each in a separate prop account. Two accounts, two setups. And the reason for that is the breakouts have been working very nicely. You could see that there's been 5 out of 6 winners. 5 out of 6 winners on the breakouts. The concern is just whether or not we get a straight move in one direction. That's what you always want to see on a breakout. And gold can be troublesome in these markets. That's the truth. It can be troublesome in these markets. So I'm not super overjoyed also about the behavior of gold right now. It's acting a little bit more volatile than I prefer. So what are the various risks in the setups? With the trap, the biggest risk is that it could move more than our safety. How do you see what the safety is in a trap trade? The tier 2 plus the stop is what we call the zone of safety. No, it's not Star Trek. 37 plus 25 is 62 ticks. If there's a 65 tick move on the news, on the spike, that would stop us out, right? That would stop us out. Just out of curiosity, how far away are we right now from the low? 83 ticks. Okay. I'd rather be further away, but that's I don't want to be 50 away. I think the further right now, the better, but it is moving towards the low at the moment. One of the problems with the breakout is no matter what the news is, can it overcome this negative push that gold is experiencing? And if you look at a longer time frame chart on gold, for instance, a 15-minute chart, you can see that since last night, since before last night, okay, 10 o'clock, even earlier, 8 o'clock last night, gold made a new high, and it's been selling off ever since. So gold is very bearish. Can a So here's the thing about the report. Let's say the report comes out and it's perceived as really good news. Really good news tends to push gold up, although that relationship changed dramatically during the pandemic. That's how far back we go to gold not really behaving the way it used to behave. Sometimes it still behaves the way you expect, but very often it doesn't. But if the market perceives the ADP report as being good, which would mean plenty of jobs generally, but not so many that it's out of control, then gold would be considered as good news. Good news on gold pushes it down. Did I just say up? I meant down if I said up. Good news generally would push gold down. Bad news would generally push gold up. Gold often moves in the opposite direction of the markets. But all these relationships are out of whack these days. A lot of them are out of whack. I'm going to trade almost all the reports that we have today in probably multiple prop accounts. When we get to earnings, I'm trading cash on most of them. Earnings are, I feel that earnings are the best of the best setups in these volatile markets because we've been seeing very normal earnings movement in the instruments that we trade. And in our news trading, we're seeing just a lot more volatility. We're increasing our trap trades. We'd rather not get filled than have a stop. That's the policy until we're certain we're back in a market of normalcy, which I don't think we're at. I think we're better today than we were last week, but I don't think we're in normal markets. I think everybody would probably agree with that. So, like I said, I'm willing. Would I trade so the first biggest question that you always ask is, would I trade this with cash? Cash is the king of life, right? You have no rules when you can take your money out. No one's looking over your shoulder. You only have yourself and your own self for full responsibility. You can't make excuses. Cash is truth. Okay? It is what it is. Cash is truth. I'm trading this with prop accounts, not with my cash account, because I am concerned about possible market reactions. And this is the first of quite a few reports that we have today. So let's see how this goes. It's also a report. It is a family money trade because of the opportunity, the fact that we've been making money with it, but not a ton of money over the past 6 months, but it has been profitable. It does reverse quickly. The fact that it reverses quickly usually makes it a great trap trade. You can trade micro gold if you want to. Just remember that the micros don't always move the same as the regular instruments. Let's set up trade number one on the left side chart. I'm going to trade a trap trade, and I'm definitely concerned about what gold is doing right now. Look, if gold wants to make the low right now, that would be fine by me. Make this low again and bounce off it. All right? That'd be okay. Right after this report, we have GDP. That report worries me in the sense that I think what I've been reading and hearing is the GDP number might be really negative for reasons of products being imported ahead of tariffs, all sorts of unusual, not normal behavior, in the markets. So it may not be a real, true reflection of what GDP is at the moment, but it might scare the market. So keep in mind, GDP can be pretty wild today. It could be. We don't know. These are the things that we don't know. All right. So you got to make a decision. Are you willing to take the risk today? Today is a lot of risky trades. Today you could just sit back, chill, relax, and wait for the earnings if you want to. We've got some great earnings today. What do we got? We got, let me pull up the schedule real quick. We've got Qualcomm, which is not going to be possible to trade, in my opinion. And I think it's going to get ignored more than usual. But we've got Microsoft and Meta. All right. Those are very interesting trades. We'll get into them later. You could wait for them. Um, you could trade after the news on all these reports with a reverse continuation if you're worried. There's all sorts of different methods you can use. I'm going to trade our normal setups. I want to see if our setups are good. It's a must to be able to check these setups in these volatile markets. So my first setup is going to be the trap. It's got a stop of 25. We got a position one is a one, position two is a one. All that means is we got one contract for each tier. You can trade just the outer tier if you want to reduce your risk. Our activation is 8:14:55. I do want to say hello to everyone watching us on YouTube. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell so you know the next time we'll be here. Tier 1 is 22. Tier 2 is 37. Label the trade GC Trap. And I'm trading this in my Bullnox 11, which is a profitable Bullnox account at the moment. It's just an eval. Putting it on 11. All right. So I have a trap trade ready to go. Trap trade ready to go. And then I'm not which will be a winner. They both have been winning in all seriousness. The trap has breakout, but has not been getting stopped out either. But it has not been reversing as well. It just hasn't been. But these are not, the markets are totally different. Markets are totally different now. The trap has not been giving us great reversals, but gold as of late is reversing like crazy on many of the reports. So I'm comfortable trading the trap. My biggest concern is, are the tiers big enough? Do we have a big enough zone of safety? I think we do, because this report hasn't been a big giant mover as of late. But I'm also willing to try the breakout in a separate prop account, 8, 14, 59 on the breakout. I think we should go with a 15 bracket. I'm going to go to just a tiny bit bigger bracket, and I'm going to go with targets very similar to the DMM, 8, between 8 and 30. All right. The stop is 20. And I will use the break even minus 6 on my target 1 stop move. And I'll call this BRK on my label. And I will put the time at 0 for a moment to see what the bracket safety looks like if the trade was right now. So I'm spreading the chart. $15 bracket is not very big for the volatility we're seeing in this market. I wouldn't bet my account on anything, Calvin. Like I say, um, if I'm watching the ES just to watch it, this report will move on the ES. I don't have a setup for the ES. I'm just watching it. I'm more prone to trying the trap because of the volatility in gold. The movement of gold right now makes a breakout hard to trade. Okay? There's a possibility you could get filled before the news or in the wrong direction because there's more volatility than bracket, not related. You ready to sign a mineral deal just came out that could be affecting the market right now. So many things are affecting this market above and beyond this report. You can see it's extremely difficult to get a bracket on right now. So I may only trade the trap trade because of the volatility of the instrument. Okay. I'm only going to trade the trap because I'm going to test the breakout in sim because there's just too much volatility. I don't think it's, I'm just concerned that gold has just got this mind of its own that lends itself better towards chopping around on a news report. My audio's cutting in and out. I can't do anything about it right now. I don't think. Um, Unfortunately. It's funny. I can hear it in the stream and it seems okay. All right. I moved the mic. I hope that helps. So I've got the trap on the left and I'm going to do the breakout. Well, I'm looking at my prop accounts. I've got a very nice prop account that I'm not going to trade this in. I'm going to trade it in my number 10 Bullinox. Number 10. And I am just concerned about the fill quality because of the volatility in gold. Triggering at 8:14:59, account number 10. Apply, OK. And I'm also setting up a reverse continuation on the same chart as number 10 as the breakout. Trade type reverse continuation. One position gold. One target, 30 ticks. One stop, 30 ticks. Scrolling down, putting it on 10 account, labeling it GC reverse CON. Apply it, OK it. When you OK it, you get your buttons, instant long, instant short. Not really going to pay attention to that initially. All right. How's the audio now? All right, let's go over the trap trade one more time. Couple of things to keep in mind about a trap trade. If you have a super fast profit and you just feel like you've lost control of the trade and you see that you're in a big profit, you can hit the close button on Chart Trader. It's not the best way to exit a trade, but you can. Tiers of 22 and 37 with a stop of 25. 22 and 37 with a stop of 25. So gold made a low and really pulled off that low. It pulled off that low. So we only have less than 5 minutes to go. 4 minutes. The ES is down a little bit. Net change display on the ES normally would be in points. The ES is calculated in points. It's down 25 points today so far. Right after this, we're going right to GDP. Right to GDP. So we've only got 3 minutes. They're expecting 114,000 payrolls. So what is ADP? They're a company that is privy to a lot of payroll data because they are the payroll company of the corporations, right? A lot of corporations don't want to have their own payroll department, do their own payroll taxes. It's complicated. So they farm out that operation to ADP, Automated Data Processing, I believe is their correct name. And this ADP report has been important. What happened, what I believe happened about 3 years ago, they changed the report. And I believe that since 3 years ago, the report, just for whatever reason, it started becoming less impactful. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact they changed the way they calculate the report. I don't really know. Calvin, I don't remember it being suspended. Was it? I don't remember it being suspended during COVID. What we saw during COVID, especially the beginning of COVID, we saw news not having a response. The daily news that we would listen to, like on CNBC, was so impactful every second that regular news reports lost their movement. And also, things were so weird during COVID. Regular news just wasn't as important. We had all sorts of different ways that we were trading. Back then, we started trading the gold open, the oil open. That was really complicated. And so is this. These are complicated trading times. So, trap trade on the left, breakout, pretty much it'll just handle itself. The trap, 5 seconds before the news, our orders should show up. There's our orders. Okay, now both tiers are filled. I'd love to see that reversal. All right. So I could move my stop to safety. If we don't get a reversal, then obviously the trade's not going to work. The news is much worse than expected, which is bad for our stop. I'm increasing my stop a little bit. I'm moving my targets up. Gold is very negative. So I want to see if we can survive the news, which should push the price up. But we should still get a change in direction now. And it really should start about here. We should get a change in direction. Gold is very negative. It's very negative. Now, you could combine your orders into one position. You could combine your orders into one position because it's not working, okay? The price of gold is just pushing up. I think this trade's a fail. It's a fail. No good. Now, why didn't the breakout work? I didn't see what happened with the breakout. That looked like a perfect breakout today. Looked like a perfect breakout. The news was so negative, it pushed the price up. Pushed the price up. Let's take a quick look at the video. We got to go to GDP. We got to go to GDP. Now we're going to get our reversal. Let's look at the video real quick. We'll go to GDP. This is going to be a tough day. Going to be a tough day. I just want to look at the breakout and see what happened, why it didn't fill. It looks like it didn't fill to me. Unless I was on the wrong account. Let's check. Not on that one. Not on that one. I think I was on the right account. Hang on one sec. We got to go to GDP. So we'll have to analyze this after the trade, after GDP. Now the ADP report hasn't had a breakout of that magnitude in forever. Forever. Just real quick here, real quick. Looking at the center, looking at the center of the video to see, because I was not watching. And no brackets. Oh, there's the brackets. And it looks like it pulled back. Looks like it pulled back. And it's showing a small profit, but it's not showing a profit on the chart. So we'll look at that later. It's not showing anything on the account. Let's go to GDP. I want to thank everybody for watching on YouTube. We did a quick stream. Thank you for joining with us. Hit the like button if you want to continue to see the way we're trading. And we'll see you the next time on YouTube. We're only streaming one report this morning. So thanks for joining with us.